Here we go with the Tri-State Audi Knicks postgame show. Tonight, the Knicks playing host to Charlotte. Evan Fournier missed the morning shoot-around for personal reasons, but was able to play. And boy, 30 points. Got that three. But Charlotte pulled away down the stretch. Lamelo Ball, 20 points, career high 15 assists. And Miles Bridges scored 14 of the Hornets' final 16 points. Oh, boy. Finished with 31. And Charlotte beats the Knicks' final score tonight, 125-114. Great to have you with us from our Delta MSG studios. Bill Pito, Monica McNutt, Alan Honwall, Azir Biak. So the Knicks had won a season-high 4 in a row. The last 3 in a row without Monica here. Monica is here tonight. And you cannot hide. You can't hide behind that computer screen.
Let me talk.
That is not allowed.
Let me talk
yes.
to.
Solo her up.
To the Knicks
okay,
fans.
Go ahead.
Okay.
Yes. Solo her up.
Y'all know better than what this little person has to serve today. Okay.
Wait, why you got to make a crack about my?
Because you tried to think. Because you put the loss on me. Everything is now fair game if that's how you gonna act. It is not my fault, Knicks fans. I enjoyed this team. Listen, there were just some shortcomings in the fourth quarter. In fact, we're gonna talk about the substitution pattern that one Bill Pito suggested.
I suggested to put Fournier back into the game, and I don't know that that worked out so well. Anyway, he played really well, but the bottom line here, Alan, Miles Bridges, boy, he took control. Game is tight. It's 104-102 with like 5:53 to go. Knicks only down 2, and then it's lights out.
Yeah. No, the Knicks were battling as they've been doing it, and that's literally what happened. Is that they were battling, and somewhere along the way, the defense it was really tough to watch because it was every possession that left corner, bottom of your screen if you were watching on TV corner where Miles Bridges was hanging out, and with defense keeping one foot in the paint because they could not keep. Lamelo Ball, they couldn't keep him in front. And once he got into the paint, everybody's got to help. That corner's open, and he found it time and time again. 14 straight points.
That was the difference. Lamelo Ball was just getting wherever he wanted to all night on the court. And he broke down the defense at the end of the game and, Quickly was doing a decent job on him for the most part in that fourth quarter.
Yep.
But when Quickly went out of the game, he just completely blew up the Knicks defense. He got right into the paint and collapsed the whole defense, and the corner was wide open. And Bridges is a guy who's a 32% three-point shooter. So you might live with him taking some of those threes at times, but he got hot. He made some tough ones, and he took over that game in that fourth quarter. And how about the windmill? The windmill on a half-court possession? Yeah. Are you kidding me? That means your defense was completely blown up when a guy's doing a windmill in the middle of a half-court possession in the NBA.
All right, so Charlotte will finish no lower than 10th. They lock in the play-in scenario. And just as we talk about it every night, or I do, Atlanta is going to win. That means that the Hawks' magic number to eliminate the Knicks is 1. If they win. One more Knicks loss after tonight, one more Hawks win after tonight, and that's it. So let's take everyone through the fourth quarter. Charlotte just pulled away.
Yeah, this was a team that the point guard, you talk about Lamelo Ball, he is a certified all-star point guard in this league. And what Miles Bridges was able to do was clearly a byproduct of his ability to pass the basketball. I loved this play from Quick. I thought in the fourth, Quick was giving some good energy. He had an and-one play that helped to cut into the lead. You saw Knicks players moving well without the basketball. But when Quick goes out, it got a little bit dark, Alan.
Yeah, we don't credit Quickly enough with his defense. Here's a huge, by the way, offensive rebound. The Knicks should have gotten this rebound. They didn't. That was a big three that turned a 2-point lead into, a 2-point deficit into a 5. Julius Randle working hard. He had 21 in this game. He gets an and-one, a 3-point play. Again, it was close, but here we go. From the corner, the windmill that Wally was talking about. Whew, oh my goodness. What would you give that? Is that a 50?
Yeah, that's a 50.
That's
in-game
special.
dunk, that's a 55 in-game. To pull that kind of
coming
dunk.
From the baseline?
Hey, listen.
I told you pregame, you weren't there for the stat of the night, but we talked about it. The Knicks and Hornets top 5 in dunks, and the Hornets put on a bit of a display in that category.
Yeah, Mason Plumlee was getting them rolling to the basket in the fourth quarter. Miles Bridges is a human highlight film every single night. Bottom line is Knicks defense. This Hornet team will let you score, and the Knicks had Fournier, who was on fire. He was 6 for 8 from 3, had 27 points. He was phenomenal in this game. Just defensively, the Knicks could not contain Lamelo Ball. He is fast. The way he moves off those screens, he breaks lockdown defenses coming off those handoffs, coming off those pick and rolls, and all of a sudden he's by your defense and he's in the paint breaking down your defense, getting you in help D, and it's tough to stop. I mean, that's just too many points. 125 points in regulation. Nick's got to get back to playing some D.
34
Charlotte only had 104 with like 6 minutes to 5
Still,
to go.
that's when you're supposed to lock
right,
down
so they just
in the last 5 minutes.
They just exploded down the stretch.
Yeah.
Miles Bridges specifically.
And it was essentially from that left corner, from that baseline corner.
yeah.
It's just unbelievable how many plays came out of that corner because, as Wally said, all eyes were on Lamelo. He's special. I mean, he's 21 years old.
You
and
love
he plays,
this guy, don't you?
Hey,
Were you guys
let me tell
saying
you
the top
something.
two player?
He's special.
Top two player ultimately in the whole league?
He's
over
going
there,
to be
In a few years, not right now.
Yeah, in time. He's going to be the best player in the league. You can see how comfortable he
Shoot
is.
well enough?
No.
Just watch him play. The ease in which he's playing at this, he's, as Clyde would say,
Player
a
or point
precocious
guard?
neophyte. The way he plays the game, completely in control. His passing is on point. Wally would love catching passes from him because he puts it right where you need to catch it. It's easy to play with a guy like this. And he's tall, he's long, he plays the game the way it's played now. We're going to see him get stronger as he gets older. And these threes, by the way, he will start making them at a higher clip. He's actually shooting a bad clip this year, even from
He's
downtown.
38% from three.
Right,
That's not bad.
He was bad in this game, 1 of 6. But it doesn't matter. 15 assists. I mean, this guy,
Look at the
you
way
realize
he
how
gets
young
in
he
the
is.
paint. I mean, he's just blowing
He's
by
tough.
the Knicks defender.
I'm telling you, we'll be doing a post game one of these days, down a couple of years from now, God willing, and we'll be talking about him as an MVP because he's that good. He's that good. You guys are looking at me like I'm crazy, but I'm telling you, look at him. He's that good.
I'm not looking at you like you're crazy. I just think
He did.
I'm
He looks
reacting
at
to her
everyone
face.
like they're crazy.
I mean, that you can see the potential path there, but there are lots of young talents in the league, I think. And you got to see
Are they
a
as
guy-
confident as? Look at how
But
confident he
I hear
plays
you,
the
but
game.
you are also assuming that the path will be a ladder, right? We don't know about regression. We don't know how committed he is to his body. We're not sure what the kind his teammates are going to look around him. There's just a lot there. I'm not ready to
I
jump
follow
there.
him real closely since his draft. I follow him very closely. This guy is as dedicated to the game. He's a student of the game. He loves the game. There's a lot about him that you can appreciate. He is a franchise player. And I'm telling you, you could just see it when he plays with so much confidence with other stars. He goes
His
up against
size is impressive.
and that's the big part of it too.
I mean,
He's
he
good.
looks like he's going to be durable because of his size. He sees over the defense. He finds his, bigs rolling to the basket. Like that's pretty special. The way he moves at his size and the way he sees the floor. He's pretty good. Already.
And Bridges got those points out of that corner.
And he makes everyone
because of him.
better.
I agree with you on
Makes
that.
his teammates better.
So we mentioned Evan Fournier missed a shoot-around for personal reasons, was able to play, ended up, Wally, with 30 points. And it's very interesting the decision Tom Thibodeau had to make, because you had Fournier 27 points after 3.
Yeah.
Doesn't normally come in crunch time.
No.
Came into tonight's game with about 5 minutes to go, and when he's not normally out there, Tom Thibodeau went back to him, quickly came out. Talk us through that. Fournier had an excellent game. He had a very good game.
He had an excellent game. It's tough because he's also been sitting on the bench for the first 7 minutes of the fourth quarter, so you kind of cool a guy off when he's red hot. Maybe at times you want to play him through his rotation minutes and see if he can continue to, help the team, at the beginning of the fourth quarter. But he was outstanding. I mean, he gets into these rhythms shooting the basketball where he's just on fire. And he also did it in a lot of other ways today. He took the ball to the basket. The floater game was really working, got himself to the free throw line a few times. But, that three-point shot, when he starts to nail it, forget it. I mean, it is just locked down, knocks it down. I watched him warm up a little bit, and he's got a nice warm-up routine where he's just ripping the nets. And, he's taking tough step backs, 6 for 8 from 3. I mean, this is another big-time performance. It's just a tough decision. I mean, we were going over who you're going to take out of the lineup. Right. You have too many guards. You have Burks, you have Barrett, you have Fournier, and you have Quickly. You can't play those 4 guys and then Randall. That's too small of a team. So, where are you going to go in the fourth quarter? That's a tough decision that the coach has to make because, he's balancing whether or not he wants his defensive lineup out there or a guy like Fournier who's just been absolutely on fire from 3.
Yeah, that's why it's reasonable. You start wondering, if Fournier has 27 points. Aren't you getting him back in the game? But that's the decision you have to make is do you do that or do you say, no, he gave us 27, got us to where you're this close, but now you got to have your closing lineup, the lineup that you trust that at both ends of the floor will get it done. Do you stick with that lineup? He went back to Fournier in this game. Now, we're not saying that it's all his fault. It's just the point is you make a decision and you can see that the defense is not as strong when he was out there late in the game.
excuse me, I understand, excuse me, I understand closing lineups, but I think there's also something to be said for rhythm. And you had the timeout and review to give that 5 that was on the floor an opportunity to catch a beat in terms of their energy.
Right.
Quick had come off of an and one play. Julius had an and one play. I get it, but I could have done without the substitution and just let that group ride it out.
Yeah, again, we don't give Quickly enough credit for his ability to defend on the perimeter. And with him and Burks now, it allows switching. It allows a little bit more of better matchups than when opponents a lot of times like to go find who's got Fournier, and they attack him a lot of the times, and they put him on an island. It's not easy. Now, that didn't really happen late in this game. It was more that corner. But it's just an example of decisions that a coach has to make that is not always easy.
But the other side of that coin, if we go quickly, Fournier is very much a rhythm guy, right?
Yep.
Like he was cold. To Wally's point, not only is he a rhythm guy, but I think his teammates need to get into rhythm with him to find him, and we've seen that repeatedly over the course of the year.
Quickly, 16 points, 0 turnovers again. Another excellent game.
That's
23
your
minutes.
stat of the night.
23
every
minutes.
night.
Yep.
That's
great. It's
impressive.
notable.
It's
It's very
impressive.
Good for
All
him.
right, Tom Thibodeau's post-game comments coming up. Knicks go down to Charlotte. Their 4-game winning streak is over. They lose to the Hornets 125-114. We will hear from the Knicks coach after this.